You think everybody being able to legally carry makes it like less chaotic?
Hey, you know what? I just looked up something. It was like, well, I didn't look it up. They just posted about it the other day. I guess because they had made it to where like motherfuckers 18 and up can get handguns and shit. So
Right.
like all the youngsters like coming with the motherfuckers like on their hip,
Right.
open the carry with a 30 round clip on that
So
shit. You
you
know
could
what
be
I'm saying?
walking around the mall with a gun on your hip.
Not, I don't think in the mall.
Right, because they have separate
Yeah,
rules.
it's like separate rules when it comes to shit like that. But like on the street, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, but I think like it got too out of control, and that shit would just happen. I think they passed that law like last year in September. They already trying to shut that. I think they shut it down already.
Really?
Yeah, they trying to shut that, like make it to where they 21 and up.
Because I was just in Nashville, and like half the spots that I was going to in terms of restaurants and stuff, they would just have a big old sign outside, like "No firearms allowed in here," even though you are legally allowed to carry in that state. You know?
Right here, yeah, nah, it's like Texas. Them young niggas is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't buy tobacco till you 21, but you can carry a gun. Ain't that some shit? Ain't?
Right. Okay. So I would assume me and you are on the same page, and that we think that responsible adults in the United States of America should be able to carry firearms. But when you see something like that, being able to go and get a gun at 18, barely any background checks or anything, does that seem like something that's the kind of thing the law should be addressing?
Yeah, I mean, not trying. I feel like everybody should be able to protect themselves, but then when you just got some young wild nut motherfuckers, bro, it's just like it's gonna bring more havoc to whatever situation is at the point. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of motherfuckers ain't grew up at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They mind ain't thinking. You know what I'm saying? Then they listen to all the rap music, so that's why the crime already going up. So I feel like like when they get of age 21, 20, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you'll be kind of more mature at that age. But
Right.
18, you pushing it. You know what
See,
I'm saying?
I hear that all the time from dudes who are in prison and shit like that, who say that like the 18-ish age dudes are so different than like the 21, 22-year-old
For
dudes.
sure.
Even in just that short period of time, we kind of underrate as a society how much growing up you do around that time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even you got some young motherfuckers you got people that's 21 that still think young, but I feel like it's better to try to get them a couple more years. You got to think about, you give a motherfucker 18 in high school
Right.
able to get guns.
Right. But then when we think about, okay, say hypothetically they made the age where you have to carry a gun 21. What does that mean? That means you're going to have a whole shitload of 18 to 20-year-olds who end up thrown in fucking prison and having to go do a couple years or whatever it is.
But in Texas, like, gun cases are misdemeanors, and if you're not a felon, you
Right.
get what I'm saying. So if you ain't got no case for like class A misdemeanor for domestic violence or like shit like that, and like a felon, you can carry a gun. You
Right.
get what I'm saying, and it's nothing but a misdemeanor. Like it's just like a simple like little bullshit. I think you can catch up to like 5 to 7 of the motherfuckers too.
Damn.
Before it turned to a felon. You know what I'm saying? So it's like unlawful carrying of a weapon, just a little misdemeanor charge.
And realistically, it's it's not that hard to carry a gun and not get caught. All you
Right.
got to do is really like stay out of directly getting involved in
Right,
shit. And
right,
it's like
right.
so having 7 times that you can get caught and not have to do prison time is pretty fucking liberal,
I think
realistically.
it's like 5 to 7 in that what you call, but like it ain't like harsh like how it is in Cali or how it is in New York and shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So there were a lot of people like, and you can't have like drugs around and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
So, but
That changes a little bit.
I rather it being a misdemeanor than automatic F. You know what I'm saying? Them just locking up motherfuckers left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Because do you feel like a large percentage of the 18-year-old dudes that you grew up around or whatever, they feel like they have to carry something in order to just be safe?
Yeah, I feel like they do. And then, like, the areas that we grew up in, the shit that we see, everything going on. Like, if you on defense about it, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I'm all for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's the young motherfuckers who just don't give a fuck sometimes. They just buck with it. And I know how that shit go because I was once one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, shit, y'all made this shit legal. Everybody can just run around this shit like that.
Yeah, definitely. But all right, so let's be real. Do you think that, because people always want to ask me this question, they always want to say, does drill music create more violence? And I mean, being 38 years old, I just got to be like, yes, of fucking course. Because if you fucking kill somebody and you write a song about it, or if somebody gets killed and then you write a song, even if you had nothing to do with it, where you're making fun of the guy who died or whatever, clearly this is the kind of shit that's going to create more violence. I'm not saying I don't understand it, but realistically, like, and if music didn't exist, would it still be happening on people's Instagram stories and shit like that? Yeah, of course. But I mean, it seems kind of silly. Like, how do you view that, being that you're a bit older now?
Talking about just music in general.
Or just people who say that like music is.
I feel like it do, but it's an art too, cause
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I'm saying that to say just because a motherfucker rapping it don't mean they actually living it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a lot of shit that go on in this music. That's what people want to hear at the same time. But yes, I do feel like certain music make motherfuckers want to go do some shit. You know what I'm saying? It is like that's just what it is on that end. But at the same time, like, you know, you ain't supposed to let motherfuckers just easily influence you too.
Right.
At the same time, but then how can I say that when I was influenced by the shit I was influenced by? So
Yeah.
it's like a catch-22 on that shit.
But do you ever have a moment where you're like, I don't know, your kid or you see somebody else's kid singing along to a bar of yours that is some gangster ass shit, and you kind of have a moment where you're like, ah, shit.
Yeah, but hey, that's me telling my life, or and then like it's like, yeah, it be fucked up. It be fucked up because I got kids now and I see the shit that they be listening to, and you know they just quoting what they hear. A lot of times they don't even really understand it though.
Right. Because I feel like, how old are you now?
30.
30.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like when you came in the game, you were kind of more in the like young hot boy rapper part of your life, you
Right.
know, like people were like looking at you like, oh, this is a new wild ass Texas
Right.
guy right here. Like, do you feel a bit more grown up, just having seen so much more of the game and everything?
I feel like I was still laid back like I am. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I grew. Of course, I'm gonna just grow as you get older. You gonna grow regardless. You know that's part of the game. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Motherfuckers growing and not trying to be stuck in the same element or the same mind frame and shit. So, but I feel like, you know, like I feel like I always kind of been laid back and kind of just approach the game how I approach it. Like my music different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I'm gonna talk my shit and that shit, but like, far as a person, I always kind of been like laid back in the tech when I got you type shit. You know what I'm saying?
You still like when you make music, like with the singing and everything, is that kind of meant to like soften the rapping, or is it meant to make it have a little bit more of appeal?
I like R&B too.
Right.
You get what I'm just a music head. Like, I'm a music connoisseur. Like, I like all types of music. That's why you'll fuck around and hear me on some shit that you'll be like, what the fuck is he talking about? You get what I'm saying? I just like it. And I feel like if I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
You think you're a gifted hook writer?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that used to be one of the hardest shit to do. Like, I was in a group when I was young,
Right.
and we used to always either come up with hooks together, or like my homie Snoop was like kind of the main person who came up with the hooks type shit. It was like kind of hard for me because we would always do like the group shit. So when Snoop went to jail, Kobe went to jail, goddamn, it was like I had kind of stopped fucking with the music for a little bit, but then I was like, man, I gotta learn just how to do this shit by myself, and it was always hard. So as I got just started getting into it, that was my main thing. Like, just try to make the hook, like try to make that bitch as creative as you can.
Right.
And I always just focus on just trying to make the hooks. You know what I'm saying?
It's some crazy shit though too, because I mean, some people when they write hooks try to make it kind of complicated, but like your biggest hits have had some simple ass hooks. Like that's on me, baby.
Yeah, simple.
You just said it in a cool ass little way, and that became like the biggest fucking song.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like you even rhymed anything. You just fucking nailed it on that one. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's one of my gifts for real. Like,
Right.
I can write a song, cool.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.